Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and descendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Virgo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know I love you for it. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Wheel of Fortune. You have luck on your side. You are in the right place at the right time. And what I love most about this for you, it feels for me like some of the blessings that have been shaping up around you or behind the scenes that you might not have been aware of now start to be cashed out. Like, I kind of feel for a lot of Virgos as well. I know you guys have been under a lot of intense pressure for a prolonged period of time. And one of the things that I will say to you on this front is that you seem to have done enough, right, in your, what I like to call your spiritual savings account. This is where you're going to get like a little payout from that. But it definitely suggests that you are in the right place at the right time or having the right conversation with the right person this week. For your actions and options, you have the Two of Cups. For those of you that are partnered, married, in relationships, it looks like you are very focused on your relationship this week, very focused on the partner, on the relationship, the connection. For some of you, this will be about a collaboration. For some of you, it will be about work. For some of you, this will be about your career. In a lot of ways, it does suggest that you know this week that by reaching out to others or connecting with others or through others, the things that you really want and need are actually going to happen for you. I really, really like this. What I will say to you, for those of you that are partnered or in relationships, this week, there is good news coming up for you and the partner. In some way, shape, or form, this suggests that you are getting good news or that there is an influx of easier, more harmonious energy, or maybe even the energy of synchronicity around your relationship, which I absolutely love. For your communications and conversations, you have the Death card, right? So this week, I do have to say, with the sweets come the sours, right? And one of the things that you probably need to be aware of, this week you are going to have to give something, right? There's something that you're going to have to give up, something that you'll have to release, something that you'll have to let go of. You've got this coupled with the Wheel of Fortune, right? So the thing that I want to say to you is sometimes the universe hits us with so many things or so many blessings, and really the message is that you can't have them all. You know, and I hope that, you know, doesn't come across as like, you know, really limited or defeatist. It's not that at all. It's just saying there are many opportunities unfolding for you at the moment, and as such, in order to take one, two or three of them, you may have to decline another, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes being discerning about the things that we have to do or the things that we, you know, are shaping up in our lives is just as important as taking the right the right opportunities on board. So knowing where, you know, knowing what your limits are this week, I think is going to be a really big thing that comes up for you. When it comes to those of you that work for somebody else, look, you could be going on to bigger and better things, quite frankly. Something new could be opening up for you, and, you know, in order for you to accept that new thing or, you know, this new role or responsibility, you are having to release something. For those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, the one thing that really stands out here is maybe one of the projects that you have. So you've, you know, maybe you've got several, and maybe you're launching several different things at, you know, at the same time. It just suggests that one of them probably isn't going to do as well as you would like, but that's fine, right? Because it means that you've got time, energy and strength to put into all of the ones that are going really well. Don't see this as a, like, oh, well, you know, one of the things that I'm doing is, you know, just fuck it, chuck everything out, baby with the bathwater. Don't do that. It's literally just one element of what you're doing isn't necessarily working, or maybe it's outmoded or outdated. and so needs to be replaced, right? And then when it comes to those of you that are retired or no longer working, this I actually feel like suggests you are going to be called upon for your assistance. And this week it looks like you're reluctant or refusing to give it, which is very, very rare. Like, one of the things about Virgo as a sign that a lot of people don't talk about nearly enough is Virgos are marvelously kind people. Don't get me wrong, you know, there's douchebags amongst all signs, right? As such is life. But one of the traits of this sign that a lot of people really don't get is that they are actually really kind, and usually in very practical, sort of down to earth ways. But this week, if you are retired and no longer working, it looks like you're refusing to give your approval, acceptance, assistance with something, and you just haven't. Well, it looks like you're fine with that. I think the other party might be kind of a bit sort of like, oh, okay, well, you usually, or you were supposed to say, and it's like, this week you're not here for it. And good for you, stand your ground. For your money and materials, you have the World card. So remember what I said to you, just because one element of something isn't working doesn't mean you throw it all out. Why? Because you've got the World card. What is working and what is successful is only going to skyrocket and be even more so. Be here for those things, because those are the things that are really going to matter. This is a great card for money, especially underneath the Two of Cups. There is a partnership, collaboration, or connection that is shaping up for you that looks like it's going to be very lucrative. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is your structure, your bones, your knees especially. I would, just do some work around that. Anything like maybe even start strength training. I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice. You know your body better than anybody else, and check in with a health professional if you start anything like that. But yeah, this might be a good time to do it, and also not alone, right? So get a gym buddy, get a workout buddy, maybe even get a personal trainer. Who knows? When it comes to your home and environment, I got to be honest with you, it looks like you guys are graduating home this week, and it's interesting because obviously in the talk that I did with the tutor Bava, we did mention that your fourth house was going through an activation, specifically for those of you that are an ascendant Virgo, to a lesser degree, sun and moon. But interesting that this comes up, because it looks like your community or your environment is going through a massive shift. Very exciting. For your love and relations, you have the Tower card. Okay, so we're going to call a spade, right? And I'm probably going to get a whole heap of shit for this, but I don't care. I'm just going to say it how I see it. The Tower card coupled with the Death card can be spontaneous death. And I'm really sorry to say that. I truly hope that I am wrong. I really hope that I'm wrong. I never relish or enjoy people telling me, wow, you were so right when you said this. I've predicted death in my own family before, and it's very, very hard to accept. What I will say to you is this. It's a natural part of life, and unfortunately, it's one that hurts, but it is what gives our lives meaning. And so therefore, it is a very important part of life to acknowledge. The Death card, there are very few signatures in tarot. The Death card very rarely means actual death, like it's so rare. But there are very specific signatures that you will see come up as a tarot reader, as a practiced, seasoned tarot reader. You need to be able to talk about this stuff. If you just gloss over it, as far as I'm concerned, you're only doing half the work. And that's my soapbox moment. That's all right. The Wheel of Fortune, spontaneous surprises, synchronicities. The Death card, endings, culminations, completions, but it's coupled with the Tower. Now, I know those of you that are partnered or married are thinking, oh my God, like, does this mean my partner? No, I actually feel like this may be an elderly relative. It may be an elderly relative. It might be one of your in-laws, especially. So for those of you that are married or in partnerships, it might be an in-law that passes. there's quite a few. So when we talk about cycles and completions, you've got the World card, big culmination, completion, usually represents people that are older. You've got the Death card here, culmination, completion, ending. The Tower, spontaneous, something that is disruptive. And I have to be honest with you, because it is the Tower, it's very rarely a happy message. Sometimes it brings amazing liberation and freedom and insight and realization, but usually only after a period of really intense upheaval. And with this combination of cards, I have to say what I see. For those of you that are single, it may be that you hear of somebody that you dated that passes. And again, I truly hope that I'm wrong on this. Now, another way that this could play out, you know, with the sweets come the sours, is literally you could be having a big realization about something that needs to come to an end in the relationship. You could be having a big realization about something that you've held on to for too long that's preventing you from getting into a relationship. There are other ways to read these combinations for sure, but I know my cards. I know what I'm I know what I'm talking about. I don't mean it like that, but I know what I see when I see it. And because these signatures are so rare, it usually is a foreherald of something that is going to be challenging. And I truly hope that I'm wrong on this. If you switch off and unsubscribe, thank you for being here all this time, and you know, I wish you all of the best regardless. For your eclipse message, you have the gate 13 and listen. So on the June the 10th, you have that powerful eclipse that's taking place, and your message here is to listen to your inner guidance, listen to your inner wisdom, trust that inner sense of self, because it's leading you towards transformation. But the power in this is really going to come from acceptance of whatever natural law is working in or through your life. Funnily enough, the Death card is number 13 as well, and your eclipse message is also the number 13. So really interesting. Not sure if you know this, but in the old ways and religions, 13 was the original number of the coven. It wasn't 12. With that said, I wish you all an abundance of all of that good stuff. I truly hope that your week is illuminating, and I hope that you get through it with courage and grace and poise and strength, things that you have anyway. You're, you know, innate as a Virgo. There are some challenges here, you know, I can't lie, but at the same time, there are a whole lot of blessings as well. All right, with that said, take care, and I'll speak to you soon.